Oh my gosh, I can't believe this is real. Okay. Hello, fellow makeup lovers. Today, I'm going to be revealing to you my collaboration with Adept Cosmetics. This collection is truly a dream come true. I have been working on this and keeping it a secret from y'all for so long. It honestly feels like a weight off my shoulders to finally get to share it, and I just really hope that you love what I made and you see my vision. I truly put my heart and my soul into this. So before I give you all of the details, let me show you what we've got going on. So like I said, this is a collaboration with Adept Cosmetics, and of course I had to do an eyeshadow palette. You guys know I love their palettes. I love their quality. They just have the most amazing shimmers, and I knew that I could trust putting my name on one of their products. So here is the AMYLOVES eyeshadow palette. And obviously I had to go super glam girly. You know me, I love all the sparkles and shine. So we've got this really beautiful like silver packaging. In person, it is so sparkly. Okay, let me show you. Here is what she looks like. This is my dream cool tone palette. We've got some staple mattes. We've got a mixture of color and neutral just for that in-between lover. And I really just wanted to create my perfect cool tone palette without being grayscale, without being boring. I wanted it to be cool tones that everyone could love. And everything in the palette is named after things that I love. I feel like it's like my essence. So we will get into swatches and go through shade by shade in just a moment. But this is not it. We also have the AMYLOVES blush palette. So again, all the glam sparkly vibes, but we've got hot pink. You guys know I love pink, and I just could not resist doing the most glam packaging possible, but it's still super sturdy. Got a mirror inside, and okay, you guys ready? You guys ready? And here is what it looks like. So this is my perfect coordinating cheek palette. Every look that you could ever do with this palette, if you have this on your cheeks, it's just gonna go so beautifully together. So we've got 2 blushes as well as 2 highlighters. I really tried to create this with all skin tones in mind, and just to have, you know, a balance where anyone can have that beautiful glowy cool tone cheek. And obviously because the blushes are matte, you can decide how glowy it gets depending on the topper that you choose to use. I love mixing all of them and just having fun with it, and I feel like they look so cute together. So before I go in depth on every single shade, let me just give you some of the details. I will have everything in the description box for you, but this is going to be launching on May 1st at 9 a.m. Mountain Time or 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will also make sure to include a bunch of time zones in the description box. The eyeshadow palette is going to be $69 and the blush palette is going to be $34, but you can use my affiliate code AMYLOVES to save 10% off your purchase, which basically brings this down to about $62 and brings this down to about like 31-ish. Or you can choose to purchase them in a bundle together for $90, but if you choose to do the bundle, that is as discounted as it gets. A code will not apply on top. Let's start swatching and diving in a little bit deeper. Obviously, I do have very fair skin, but we do have face swatches and arm swatches from multiple different skin tones available on the Adept Instagram and the Adept website, as well as a variety of people who will be receiving this in PR, so definitely stay tuned for that. So the very first shade in the eyeshadow palette is called Lights Up, which is one of my favorite Harry Styles songs, and it's a song that I listen to whenever I am feeling really anxious. I will just listen to it on repeat. It's like my go-to like calm myself down song for some reason, and it's a really beautiful like kind of like white pink shade with blue iridescence and blue sparkle. I would personally describe this one as a duochrome, and it's just really, really pretty. It has a nice amount of sparkle to it, so I like using it as a topper. I'll use it on my inner corner. I'll use it underneath my brow bone. So there's what Lights Up looks like. It just has a really beautiful shine to it. It works great with all the other shadows, and I love, 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 love layer it over the shade Pink, which is what we have next. You guys know I love the color pink, and I just wanted to have like a true pink satiny shade, but I wanted it to be just a true pink. I didn't want any extra sparkles or shifts or different colors. I just wanted it to be pink. I love using this on the inner corner. That's how I have it today. I love using it with like more of the blues in this palette, like combines to make this beautiful purple look. And I don't know, I just think it's so, so pretty, especially this pink mixed into some silvers. I have actually hit pan in this on my most recent sample. That's how much I've used that shade. So I absolutely love it. And like I said, these two together, I'll just show you really quickly. It's just like a perfect baby pink when you top them. Next we have the shade Mocha, which is named after my childhood cat who has since passed away. It had like a really beautiful gray undertone to his fur, so I decided to name the gray shade Mocha. And I want you guys to note that there are no super light matte tones in here, and I did that for a reason. It's because I feel like a lot of like really light cool tones don't necessarily show up on every skin tone. Sometimes they can end up looking a little ashy, so I wanted to have like that gray tone but it still be usable for everyone. And I also feel like every matte in here can be used with any shimmer and just do like a 2 shadow look and you're done. I feel like they all have enough depth for that, so that was personally what I wanted. And even though some of them might look a little similar in the pan, I promise that they're not, and they do different things on the eyes. So there is what Mocha looks like, just a true gray, but not ashy by any means. And I just find it a really easy formula to work with. Then we have the shade Floral, which I chose that name because I feel like this shade reminds me of my perfumes. A lot of my perfume bottles are all floral scented. They have this like rosy metallic look to them. It almost has like a little bit of a mauveness in the undertone. Just super, super pretty. And again, that one is just like a true metallic shadow. Then next we have the shade Glam. It's like a mauvey silver. I named this one Glam because it is extra sparkly, like just absolutely doing the most stunning neutral eye. Honestly, if you use this, like look at that. So good. Next we have the shade Pisces, which I named after my little sister because she's a Pisces and she cannot make a decision to save her life. And that's how I felt about this shadow. This is the shade that I went back and forth on, that I had the most samples of, I believe. And it's a little different from everything else in the palette because it has like a green shift to it. It's like a purple green kind of moment, and I felt like it was different but in a good way. Like it added just a little spice, a little flair to the palette. I would describe this one as a duochrome, and it does have green sparkle through it as well. It is a very creamy shade. Hopefully you can see the shift is very strong on that one, and this is definitely a little bit more of a colorful option for you. Next we have a very cool tone neutral brown, and I decided to name it 1997, which is the year I was born. And this one is definitely just like a go-to for me. I feel like it goes with everything else in the palette. It's just like the most easy neutral look. This little section here, I love using those two as a 2 shadow look and those two as a 2 shadow look. It's one of my favorite combos. It's just a really, really nice brown. I will build it up just a little bit so you guys can see, but it's very creamy, very easy to work with. Okay, next we have the multi-chrome of the palette, like the super special shade. I decided to name it Lavender because I love lavender. I have like a little lavender tattoo. I think it's just peaceful and it smells good, and I just love what it represents. And there is a lavender in this, but there's also gold, and there's green, and there's teal. It is such a beautiful multi-chrome, and it's so shiny. Like, ugh, I'm obsessed. Has honestly the whole rainbow. And I just feel like that is another one where it's like you can still go cool toned, but just be so fun about it. Next we have a colorful matte, and this is kind of like a periwinkle gray tone, and I named it Mi Amor because it's my partner's favorite color in the palette. And I just really like that this is here because it goes really well with all of the pink and purple tones. If you're wanting to do a very full, colorful look, this just brings it to that next level. Even though my original intent was like, I want the cool tone neutrals, I feel like, you know, like I said, we just need a little spice. I want everyone to have something that works for them in this palette. So there she is. Again, I can build it up a little bit for you because it is a buildable formula. Next, we have a holographic shadow, which I decided to name Indie. You guys know how I love indie makeup, and I feel like these holographics just right now, they're very, very trendy, and they're just what makes indie makeup special and ahead of the game. So this is like a purple base with a blue shift to it, and it has that rainbow holographic sparkle throughout it. Definitely something you're gonna be able to see in person more than on camera, but I love it. And it's a really good shade if you're wanting to go a little bit more smoky with your looks. Next, we have the shade Stunning, which is my perfect silver shadow. And I feel like I always describe shadows I really, really love as stunning, and that's how I feel about this one. It is just a stunning silver. It is so, so beautiful, so creamy, like just above and beyond metallic, which by the way, these pans are magnetic, so you can move them around, take them out, whatever. So if you hear that little sound, that's because of the magnet. It's just so bright, so beautiful. It's what I have all over my lid today, and I love it. It is the silver of my dreams. Look at that. Next, we have the shade Caramel, which I love caramel in everything. I used to be a caramel hater. Love it in my coffee, love it in my chocolate, love it in cake, whatever it is. I love caramel, and this is like a slightly warmer silver, like almost like a golden tone silver, but don't get me wrong, it is still silver. It's that same amazing, super metallic, just very, very shiny finish. Look at that. It does look gold compared to Stunning, but if you see this next to a gold, you're like, that looks silver. Next, we have the shade Billion Much. It is a deeper gray brown, and the shade Billion Much, it's named after my son because he said that was his favorite shade in the palette, and he always says he loves me a billion much. Since I named this, he has started moving on from a billion much to infinity, but that's where that name originated from, and it's just a really beautiful shade, a little bit deeper than Mocha. Just built up a little bit, there you go. Next we have the shade Vibes, which is like a gunmetal blackened silver, and it is super, super sparkly. This is for the smoky eye moments, definitely bringing all of the drama. I also say Vibes way, way too much. So that's where that name came from. And then last but not least, we have the shade Scrunchy. I named it Scrunchy because I love scrunchies. I've always loved them. I used to get teased when I was younger about wearing scrunchies, and now they're fashionable again. To me, it's just a good reminder to stay true to you. But this is like a deep gray with a little bit of a plummy undertone to it. It's the deepest matte in the palette. And I just like that slight purpley undertone. Again, I feel like it's swatching a little bit light there, but it builds up so easily and it looks so pigmented on the eyes. I do not do my swatches with primer or concealer or anything like that, so this is just how it looks like on bare skin. So there's the entire eyeshadow palette swatched out. I really hope that you guys love it as much as I do. Now let's jump into the blush palette. So these 4 shades I actually named after my pets, Athena, Aries, Mishka, and Cupid. Since then, we started fostering, that's what we said we were doing, fostering another dog, and we actually just purchased her a name tag with our phone numbers on it. So I think she's staying, and unfortunately her name is not in here. The first shade, Athena, is basically just my perfect pink highlighter. It is very smooth on the skin. It's the highlight that I have on today, and I'm wearing it over the pink blush, and I will be doing face swatches of this very soon. I'll have a ton of content up for you guys so you can really see everything over and over again, up close, in action before it launches, but that's the combo I have today, and I feel like it does not emphasize texture. It's just a really good, smooth powder highlighter, and like I said, it's just my perfect pale pink, kind of icy shade. And then I wanted to do basically this, but for medium to deep skin tones with the shade Aries. It is a little bit more sparkly, a little more Topper-esque, very, very fun. I actually really love using this as like a blush lighter for my skin tone. But there's what Aries looks like. Okay. So there's the 2 highlighters. And then we've got Mishka, which is just a really beautiful, bright, cool toned pink blush. I find it to be buildable, easy to work with. It's smooth. It's just like a traditional powder blush, just a sturdy formula that does what it needs to do. And then we've got the shade Cupid, which is more of like a watermelon kind of pinky red, and it does have a touch more warmth to it. I love pink and red blush because I feel like it's so flattering on everyone, and it's just close to that shade that we naturally blush. So yes, this is the shade Cupid, and it is just beautiful. You can also do an ombre look with these two blushes, and that is stunning. I really love mixing and matching and just like grabbing from different shades, and sometimes I'll even use all four of them if I'm feeling wild. It's really meant to be played around with. So there's my AMYLOVES blush palette. All right, you guys, so that is my collection with Adept Cosmetics. I wanna thank you guys for watching this video and for watching me for all these years and supporting me. I would never have this opportunity if it wasn't for all of you. So I'm extremely grateful to you. I'm extremely grateful to Adept Cosmetics. And if this is not your color story, if this isn't in your budget for whatever reason, I want you to know that just being here, watching my videos, being subscribed is all the support I could ever ask for. It means so, so much to me, but also if you do choose to spend your money on this, on what I've created, it means the world to me. I just cannot wait to see the looks you do, and I can't wait to see your reaction. I hope that maybe this could also be the cool tone palette of your dreams, because I've been waiting for something like this, and here it is. Okay. I'm not gonna keep blabbering. There's plenty of content coming with this collection. Stay tuned. I'll see you again very soon. Bye.